I'm Evelyn. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So today we are building something small, not tiny, just small. And at least I don't think this is tiny. I don't think it's tiny. Okay. I haven't actually really fully decided on that, but I think I'm just gonna not use the term tiny house for this one. However, we are building a small cottage that is currently I'm building in summer, but I changed the season to autumn later just because I knew that I was going to make it autumnal when I started building, but I forgot to change the season. So we're doing it later. Don't worry, we will get to it. And it's also supposed to be a little witchy, so let's just say it's for a witch, or at least someone who dabbles in witchery. Yeah, that thing. Yep. Magic. Okay. So this is probably gonna be the closest thing to, or the closest build to a Halloween build that I'm doing, simply because it's not really, I know that it's been requested a couple of times by you guys, but we don't celebrate Halloween here, and I don't know, it's just not, maybe I'll do a house that is decorated for Halloween, but I'm not in that mood. I'm reading horror books, but I'm not, like, I read horror books now during October, and I always watch horror movies. That's not an October thing. But I'm just not in the Halloween mood because it's not something that we celebrate here. So I don't know, it's not tradition here. So I don't think I'm gonna end up building anything Halloween related, such as a haunted house or I don't know, a vampire house or whatever, but I really felt like building something witchy, and this is the result of that. So yeah, but I'm just not gonna promise, but I might do a house that is decorated for Halloween later this month. I don't really know. Like I said, it's not tradition for us here to celebrate Halloween. While I lived in Scotland, it became a thing, like, because you saw houses that were decorated for Halloween in the neighborhood, and every time we went out to grocery shop as well, there were decorations everywhere, but it's not a common thing to celebrate here, so I'm kind of away from that again, if that makes sense. Like, it's not really a thing here. I know that some like kids' families will do it just for like a day or two, or maybe a week at max or something, but in general it's really not a thing here. It's not a tradition, so I'm not in that mood again. I don't know. It's hard to get in the mood for certain traditions or seasonal events, whatever, if the rest of your surroundings aren't celebrating the same, you know? So yeah, but my mom and I went to a plants shop yesterday, go figure, and they'd already started selling Christmas decor, so that really took me by surprise, because we're only halfway through October. I feel like it gets earlier and earlier every year, and I'm saying this as someone who is like full on Christmas. I know some of you guys out there are probably not like, no, don't talk about Christmas yet. It's only October. I know. I'm saying this as someone who's full on Christmas in at least sometime in November, but October is a little bit too early for me. We do start buying Christmas presents early, but that's because my mom works in Norway, so she's not home for like 2 weeks out of November, 2 weeks in December as well, so it's just a little bit easier on her if we start planning Christmas presents and like just buy for me, for example, early on, because then that's out of the way, if that makes sense. So when it comes to some stuff, we start early, but decor, we don't. And I don't know, just getting in the mood for Christmas and stuff. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. Not gonna take that on in October. But yeah, that really surprised me that they just had like huge Christmas trees, and there was basically like a throne for Santa as well. Like, it was a lot. So I felt like it was a little bit early. But that just goes to show that I am from a country that in general does not celebrate Halloween, so we just move on to Christmas. Basically, we start Christmas really, really early because there's nothing in between fall starting and then Christmas. It's basically just waiting, you know, it's just waiting. So yeah, but if you would like to see a family home that is ready and decorated for Halloween, I might do that later this month, so definitely let me know if that's of any interest. And yeah, enough talk about Halloween and Christmas and whatever. So in this house, you got room for 1 or 2 Sims. Both sides of the bed should be functional. I don't see why they wouldn't be. I'm pretty sure I also play tested it because I wanted to make sure that the Sim could round the corner in that room. Oh, there's no corner anymore. Well, we're good then. But all right, yeah, I placed down the bathroom at the you have to go through the bedroom to get to the bathroom, but I hope that is okay. Otherwise, it would have been like a super small bathroom, and sometimes those are just a little bit annoying. The layout is a little bit funny in this house, but I did the best that I could with the space that I had to deal with or play around with because the house is pretty small. So, you know, my floor plans are never perfect when it comes to tiny houses or just small-ish houses like this one. But they have basically everything. There's a separate bedroom, a separate bathroom that has everything but a tub, so there's only a shower, and also a kitchen that is fully functional, and even a dining table, despite the house being pretty small. Plus they have a 3-seater couch with also a fireplace and a TV as well. So they basically have everything. Maybe not a computer or like a library setup, but I did place down one of the potion cabinets that I have not used for at least a year. So I just felt like it would fit the house since it is supposed to be a little bit on the witchy side or like full-on witch, I suppose. There's a lot of potions and crystals, are not necessarily the crystals that you can collect in the game, but some of the ones that came with the Realm of Magic pack that we got like, I don't know, 2 years ago by now or something. Actually, I think it was 2 years ago, September 2019, pretty sure. So, I also ended up using, I just want to quickly just touch on this. I ended up using the fireplace from Eco Lifestyle, which is not necessarily the most well-fitting fireplace in this kind of interior, I would say, but it's the smallest one because it's only a one-tile fireplace, I suppose. But I just felt like it was a little bit more, I wanted the fireplace to be a little bit more rustic than that one. However, I decided to go with that one. So I hope that I somehow managed to blend it into the rest of the interior, but I would have liked it to be a little bit more rustic compared to what it is. But I know that this is also partly me just being very picky and kind of, I don't know, a little bit annoying when it comes to that fireplace in this kind of interior. I want everything to be perfect. I want everything to go perfectly together. No, not wood tones. I don't care about those. But style-wise, I want everything to fit perfectly together. And I just feel like if that fireplace had been a little bit more rustic or something, then that would have been perfect, but it just is not. I think it's the rocks inside of the little fireplace, I don't know what that's called. I have no idea what the different parts of fireplace is called. So, but I feel like it might be that they're quite clean and smooth or something. Like I said, it's just me being picky at this point, but I went with that one. So I just wanted to touch on it because it was something that was annoying me a little bit when I was decorating this house. Other than that, I don't really have anything that I was too annoyed about, actually. Yeah, I couldn't figure out what wallpaper to go with because I really wanted to go with a colorful one. But then I chose this one, and maybe it's because I've been using so many white walls lately, but this just is a lot of color all of a sudden, or is that just me? Is this voiceover basically just me picking apart the annoying parts about the build? I don't know. It's not that I don't like this build, by the way, otherwise I would have stopped decorating it and not shown it to you guys. I never show projects that I don't like. This is also why I don't build Victorian houses, because I don't like them. And I get really frustrated in the process of building a house like that because I just don't like the style. Not necessarily my own house, I just don't like the style, and I need to like what I'm building, otherwise I'll just like hurry through the process and everything and it won't turn out good because it'll just be really rushed. So yeah, Victorian houses is one of those situations, and that's why I just don't build them. But This cottage I had a lot of fun with. It was really fun to just sit down and, you know, overly clutter everything with items that I don't necessarily use a lot on the regular, like the books over here, the crystals, the little cow plant as well. I barely ever use those. The potions that I pull out later on as well, I don't ever use those. It was also fun trying to mix and match different patterns and colors as well, even though this is definitely not like an overly colorful house. Like I would say that this borders on too much for me, but it's like right there on the edge of too much color. But so far I liked it, or when I decorated it, I liked how it turned out. So I hope you guys will like it too. Even though it's not necessarily not what I usually do, because I don't want to say my usual style. It's a little bit different from my average build. Let's put it like that. But I had a lot of fun with this, and I hope that it also makes sense when I say that I just need to like what I'm building, otherwise I feel like it won't turn out good. And you might not have the same opinion, but in the end, I'm the one building, so I'm gonna be sitting here for many, many hours. And if you guys have ever like painted or drawn something, a bit of a bigger project, so it required you to sit down and look at it for a long time, when you've spent at least a couple of hours on it, there's a term for it. I don't remember what it is anymore. In Danish is what I'm talking about. But if you sit down and look at a project for too long, you will start to see all the flaws in it, even though other people wouldn't necessarily see it. And everything just starts looking wrong. Does that make sense? That's how I feel about houses like Victorian houses. If there's any of you guys out there that love Victorian houses, don't take offense to this. It's just my personal preference. I'm from a country with a lot of like very squared, boxy houses that the vast majority of you will probably hate. And Victorian houses are just a little bit too much for me. It's just an example because it's an easy one to remember for me. But that's how I feel about Victorian houses from the start. Everything is just wrong to me. So I just don't build them. But I like building these small cottages and then making one for a gardener, one for a witchy kind of sim, one for a bookworm, one for an artist, you know, and just add them or just decorate them to the different hobbies and lifestyles and such. I think that's cozy and fun for me, so yeah. Okay, that is my rant about Victorian houses for the day. At least it was not about another color that I don't like, such as orange or red. But it was Victorian houses instead. But sometimes you just gotta let it out. So yeah. I also think that for some building YouTubers, building Sims people, building Sims people, yeah, let's go with that. It's kind of expected of them to be able to or want to build basically every style out there. I'm not one of those people that feel like that, but I know that there's certain expectations of some of us, but I want to build stuff that I like. So that is what I'm doing. And this is stuff that I like. Overgrown little cottages with a lot of orange trees around and a lot of random landscaping and not a whole lot of gardening situation stuff in this build, but there also was, I definitely focused a little bit more on the landscaping rather than outdoors activities for this little household, so I hope that is okay with you guys. They do have a picnic table by the pond though, and I'm pretty sure you can also fish in the pond, so there is that, but all the good stuff is basically on the inside of this build. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. I'm gonna remind myself next week to never do a voiceover after I've had candy, because apparently they turn out very ranty and about dissing Victorian houses. No offense if you live in one or you love them or whatever again. Honestly, none whatsoever. It's just a personal preference. I also kind of get this feeling like whenever I look at a picture of a Victorian house, I always feel like they're haunted. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Am I the only one? Please tell me I'm not the only one. It's fine. But we are at the end of this video, so I'm gonna wrap up this voiceover now. If you guys like this house, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, the trade files can be found on my Patreon, which will be linked to in the description box down below. If you like Roblox or lifestyle videos, such as videos where people talk about books or vlogs, check out one of my other channels. Both of those will also be linked to in the description box, as well as in the pinned comment. And that is all I got for you guys today. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!
Friends will come, friends will go. They all seem to change while I'm still the same. 'Cause I just can't let go. And there's no one to blame. It's just the way it is. Like stone, emotionless in this world of stories, oh, like stone.